Welcome, everyone. This is part of our Healthy Living Revolution and 200 Healthy Kids campaign events. My name is Barb Schultz. I will be your host this evening. And I'm a wife, a mom on a mission of two wonderful kids. And I'm just really thrilled that some of you have chosen to be on live, or a lot of you hopefully will get to see the recording of this call. School is just around the corner. In some places it's already started, and you know what that means. The germs start to fly, and it just seems like every year, the minute those kids set foot through the doors of the school, here comes the colds, here comes the flus, and we're in for it for the year. Kids are starting to get really busy once the school year starts as well, with sports and activities, and all of a sudden the family schedule just kind of gets wild and crazy and fun. And so it's a really busy time for families. Well, I'm part of a campaign we're calling the 200 Healthy Kids campaign, and my colleagues and I have a goal to help 200 kids or more have an amazingly healthy, happy, fun school year. So whether you're live joining us here with this event or listening to the recording, we're so glad that you took time out to take a look at this, because part of what we're doing is offering some live online webinars. And this one is going to be a recorded webinar by a fabulous pediatrician named Dr. Valerie Miles. And I'm not going to introduce her. I'm going to let the webinar introduce her, but she is just an amazing physician, a wonderful human being, and also has a real passion for making a difference in our kids' health. So without further ado, I'm going to get that started, and then I will meet you right back here at the end of this webinar and tell you what kind of rewards we have and prizes we have for those of you who have joined us.
Hi everyone, I'm Brian Rose, and I'd like to welcome you to Healthy Living Revolution Live. The Healthy Living Revolution is a movement of people around the world who are inspiring others to take healthy back. And the Healthy Living Revolution Live series is an opportunity for us to introduce health professionals to you that can bring valuable information that can help you and your family. Today, I'm very pleased to introduce Dr. Valerie Miles. Dr. Miles is the founder and co-owner of Progressive Pediatrics in Jacksonville, Florida, where she's integrated conventional and complementary medicine to provide the best care for her pediatric patients since 2000. She's earned her MD degree from Medical University of South Carolina in 1991, completed her pediatrics training at the University of Utah in 1994, and has been board certified in pediatrics since 1995. In her first practice in Colorado, she learned from her patients' parents that there was more to health than medicine and surgery. She's been board certified in holistic medicine since the year 2000. Dr. Miles has done numerous presentations for both physicians and the community across North America. Her passion is to teach others about wellness and the power behind a healthy diet. Her mission is, simply put, to change the face of healthcare for children around the world. Dr. Miles is also a dear personal friend of my family, and my children are blessed to be 3 of her patients. So Dr. Miles, thank you for joining us. We're really looking forward to your presentation.
Hello, everyone. I am super excited today to share with you how to start strong. You know, have you ever been in that situation as a parent where either you're about to pull your hair out, or you are almost giving up, or you wish you could make some changes yourself? You know, I've been there as a parent myself, and I think a lot of us have. And what I hope we can share with you tonight is how to start strong, how to help your children and your whole family with changes that are simple, that can step you in the right direction. Even if you don't have any of those feelings, but you just really want to raise your children well and to keep your life going well and your health going well, this is for you. And I hope you walk away with some really simple changes that you can make that start stepping you in the right direction on whatever your health journey is. So, what's been really great about practicing medicine the way I do, in integrative medicine, you look to heal the root cause, not just cover up symptoms. And what's been fabulous about that is that I've been privileged to watch so many children and so many families heal. And I thought I knew a lot until I began really delving into how do we stay well? Our system is really a sick care system. And working within that, even as a holistic, open-minded doctor, is really difficult. So what I love is that I get to help people get well and stay well, but also empower them to be their own healthcare system so that you can work. If you ever do get sick, you've got a fabulous sick care system to help you. And I hope you don't ever need some of that serious care. But become your own healthcare system and really start taking little by little steps in the direction of staying healthy, because nobody's going to take the best care of you but you. And nobody's going to take the best care of your children but you. So, we really had this system where we haven't moved from sick care to prevention. And unfortunately, we're causing this ripple effect for the next generation where there's trillions of dollars being spent on sick care, most of it in the last years of life, where if we can flip it and spend at least a significant percentage of that money on prevention, real prevention, not early detection, but how do we stop things before they start? How do we heal things from the inside out? We would be having a quite different ripple effect. We would be having more health in this country and around the world. I think that I would never trade my medical training in one of the best centers in the country for children for anything. I think it's given me a wonderful grounding, and I'm so grateful for it. But it didn't help me help kids stay well all the time and really get to the root cause. So I am very privileged that I was able to do that. So I'm going to share with you today 4 simple changes that you can make to help your family be well if they aren't, and stay well if they are. And what I think of this as this sort of ominous, sometimes, depends on where you start. You just start where you are. But sometimes it looks like a big mountain that you have to climb. So just think about the step in front of you. Just do the one thing that you can. So let's start. Simple change number 1, be the hero. We're in a lot of places in our life where we maybe are the hero already. We already have helped our children get to graduate from high school, or we've helped them through difficult sickness. Having a newborn is a project in and of itself, isn't it? Just being with our family and trying to raise them healthy, that's what we're looking for. And so optimal health is really what I would say we're all looking for, no matter where we are starting, what disease we might carry with us. We're trying to get to the best health that we can given that situation. And I would tell you, as an integrated physician, that that's much better than what maybe modern medicine tells you, because we can really heal so many things from the inside out. And we all know what to do. It's the core 4, right? We need to eat healthier, we need to drink more water, we need to sleep enough, and stress less, which is kind of difficult these days, I find. And we need to get more exercise most of us. So we know these things, but we need to do what we know. It's one thing to know them. It's a whole other thing to take action on them, right? And so we have to get up off the couch. And we have to look at what stops us. I know for me, I sometimes feel lazy and I feel like I'm procrastinating, but it's because I haven't broken those old habits. Those old habits die hard, and making new habits is sometimes painful. So I've got a solution for you. Stay tuned. What we really have to do is make a decision and step forward, right? We could go either way, and it's a choice every day, every moment sometimes, whether we pick the healthier choice or not. And as long as we're kind of 80-20, we're doing better than the average American. And that isn't saying much, unfortunately, but that's a good thing to shoot for if you're just starting out. So be the hero. Here's the thing. There's been a lot of neuroscience research on the brain that has told us that trying to do something cold turkey, or trying to bite off a big bite that's bigger than you can chew, is not the way to change anything. Most people who lose a lot of weight all of a sudden do what? They gain it back. So many habits rule. This is part of the way you can be the hero. You're setting a great example for your kids. You're setting an example whether it's great or not. And if your children can see you changing little by little by little, that is inspiring to them, and they won't know any better. They'll do the same things themselves. And these are the habits that are more likely to stick. So you start where you are, you add one little thing at a time, and add another one every 2 to 4 weeks. Once you've locked in that mini habit, add another one. And by the end of the year, you'll be doing more. Say healthy meals at home, just start with one a week if you're not doing any. Exercise each day. Well, if you're going from 0, 1 is good. Maybe you walk to the end of the driveway and back, and that's it. You start a morning routine, all of these things will head you in the right direction. Now we have so many different devices and apps that help us that really can remind us and help us get out of our comfort zone a little bit. My favorite app is Fabulous. It is all based around mini habits, and I think it's actually fabulous. Check it out. And then, of course, we have Fitbits and Apple Watches and all kinds of other devices and apps that you may love. So simple change number 2, keep it cool. This is really about inflammation. Inflammation is going on in our body all the time, every minute, every second of the day. And our metabolism is like this campfire. I mean, we're breathing, our heart's beating, even if we're sleeping. And that is kind of like an engine running or a fire burning. There's sparks or exhaust that comes from that great metabolism. Thank goodness we do burn oxygen and stay alive. I kind of like that. But what happens is we create oxidative stress, which is damaging to the cells around it. And inflammation that's out of control, this is the kind of inflammation we can't even feel, is the source of most diseases that we know of and illnesses that we know, is that the balance is shifted. So we have more oxidative stress, more oxidants than we do antioxidants. So these sparks cause damage to everything around them, including your DNA. And the body has this beautiful system that can neutralize that damage or that excess of free radicals. And that's lots of antioxidants. The trick is that instead of buying them from the trillion-dollar industry of supplements that have isolated them out from nature, is to just take them the way nature intended your body to see them, as fruits and vegetables. That's where antioxidants come from, and not lab. So keeping it cool, you can see the skin rash. This is an example of inflammation that you might be able to feel. But when it's inside your body, it's pretty silent. In fact, it's the cause of heart attacks. When you have a sudden heart attack, it's been building with silent inflammation for many, many years. So the problem is that this stress on our body increases with just the everyday stress we have. You may have chronic, unavoidable stress. We may like to exercise. Well, the more you exercise, the more stress you have on your body and your cells, and the more sparks you create. So the more neutralizing you need to do in order for it not to damage you. Even air travel, we're nearer to the sun, so it causes more radiation and surgery and illness, even breathing and sleeping. So in modern medicine, what we do is that we have pills to decrease inflammation. If you have arthritis, you'll take an anti-inflammatory. If you have a fever, you can take ibuprofen. There are a plethora of creams for skin rashes that decrease inflammation. But what all these drugs and creams are doing is basically covering up what is a clue that our body is out of balance and has more free radicals than it has antioxidants to deal with it. So what if there was an easy way, because we can only eat so many fruits and vegetables, what if there was an easy way to get lots of nature-made antioxidants into your body every day? Stay tuned. So simple change number 3, respect the gut. There have been thousands of studies in the last few years, and it turns out that these bacteria, I know you've heard of them, they're called the microbiome, they have everything to do with our health. There are 10 times more of them than there are human cells. So really we're kind of a little human walking around with a bunch of bacteria all in it, if we were the same size. And the even more scary / fascinating thing is that there are 200 times more genes, 3,000 plus species, and they're good, bad, and ugly. Most of them are good. There's supposed to be 80% of the bacteria that live in your gut that are probiotics, the good guys. They have so many functions. It's amazing. They do all kinds of things for our metabolism. They're the bulk of our immune system that they're helping down there, and that can go good or bad. Autoimmunity actually starts in the gut. Vitamins are made, all kinds of different functions. I'm sure we'll be finding out more over the next few years, but we have got to respect these guys because they are so important to our health. Even obesity, we have found that the bacteria that live in your gut are actually responsible for whether you absorb the calories and get heavier, or you let the calories go and stay slim. It's amazing. It's not just calories in, calories out anymore. Eat better and or eat less and exercise more. It actually has to do with these guys. So they deserve a whole lot of respect. So if 80% are supposed to be good guys and 20% are supposed to be bad guys, that's okay, but you don't want that balance to shift to where the bad guys are really weighing down the scale. So literally, I always think of this as a garden, and I talk to the children when I practice about this. This is a beautiful garden. You may have vegetables and fruits, or you may have flowers. You want most of the plants growing in your garden to be these beautiful things, and only bend over and weed a few weeds every once in a while. Think of your gut as a garden, and think about the fertilizer that if you could feed fertilizer only to the good guys, and you could take away the fertilizer for the bad guys, you could keep a balance all the time. This is what we want to do. So you can eat probiotics. I wouldn't recommend this way. You can eat probiotics, but you've got to feed them. And guess what they love? Fruits and vegetables. That's what probiotics crave. And what's interesting, especially for my picky eaters in my practice, is the more fruits and vegetables they get in their system when they don't like them, the more probiotics grow. And the more probiotics grow, the more signals are sent to your brain, I want more of that. They literally are talking to our brain and causing our cravings. So when you eat more junk food and processed food and sugar, you're feeding the bad guys, and they start sending signals to your brain to crave those things. So you can literally shift the balance of how your tastes are and what you feel like eating by shifting this and flooding your body with fruits and vegetables. So it would be great to have an easy way to do that, in addition to trying to do as much eating of fruits and vegetables as you can. So stay tuned. Last one, simple change number 4 is to remember that food is the fix. You kind of got a hint already on that, I think. The USDA says fill half your plate with fruits and vegetables at every meal. That means breakfast too, but most of us don't do that. And look at the side of the plate. 2/3 of that is supposed to be vegetables. Also not very common for breakfast or enough at any other meal. Your protein, like your meat or your seafood or your vegan protein, is supposed to be a side item. This is the best way to eat. They say that, and they also tell us 9 to 13 servings a day of fruits and vegetables for adults, 5 to 8 for children, but only half of us eat 5 a day. Only half. We don't even get halfway to what we are supposed to be doing as adults, most of us. And the problem with that is, especially with children, that they're pretty picky. And we are always looking for creative ways to push more fruits and vegetables into their bodies. There's all kinds of great resources out there. This is one of them. Fruit and Veggies More Matters. It's a great website. AskDrSears.com. Look up Picky Eater. There are lots of resources out there, and there are books about hiding vegetables and sauces and all kinds of things. I encourage you to do every one of those. Smoothies are a great way to get spinach and different vegetables and nuts and things that children may not like to eat. So try that too. But truly, it's a lot of work, and we're met often with so much resistance that it's easy to give up. I highly recommend Parenting with Love and Logic. That's the only discipline strategy I use, and it really helps with picky eaters and food fights. So the bottom line is that you have the power. You have the power to either increase inflammation in your body or decrease inflammation in your body. This beautiful, healthy meal, I'm sure when the person who cooked it was just learning to cook, it was awkward and it was hard and it took more time. But I bet now they can whip that up in 30 minutes. So it's just about changing little habits, trying one step at a time. And you know what? This sweet treat over here is great if you're having a special occasion. Just do it. But if we do it every day, we're feeding the bad guys and causing cravings for more. That's what's hard. Also have the power to feed bad guys or feed the good guys. And you know, the reason for this, I never learned in medical school. I had to learn it on my own later when I was seeing the healthiest children were actually the ones with the healthiest diets. And the less healthy children, they may have been prone to, say, asthma from their genes, but they often had parents that didn't get this connection. And here's what's happening. They would often be on a multivitamin. but there's only a very few nutrients in that multivitamin compared to what's in an apple, say. There's thousands and thousands, they think 10 or 12,000 nutrients from the plant in that apple. There's no way that we could duplicate that in the lab. You may have a natural vitamin and think that that is the best thing to do, but the problem is that it's still man-made. The vitamin C may have come from an organic orange, say, but it was pulled out away from all its friends and helpers in the whole food. So it's best to get the whole food. That's why smoothies and sauces and hiding and all that is great. But I want you to know about a supplement that I found 14 or 15 years ago, which sort of changed how I view supplements. We are always very skeptical as physicians about supplements because they can interact with medication that people take. They can do harm sometimes. You have to be careful about how we use them. So I was pretty skeptical when I found that this was supposed to be just fruits and vegetables. What I found was it was backed by some very excellent scientific research. Now there's 38 plus research studies on Juice Plus, making it the most researched nutritional product in the world, far exceeding other nutritional supplements in the number of research studies. Many and most have none. So I was impressed and I needed to try it for my family. And long story short, we've been on it ever since, 15 years, and I feel like I'm healthier than I was 15, 20, or even 25 years ago. So I'd like you to hear from two moms who have had experience with their children being very picky or very sick, and what their experience was with making these lifestyle changes of the core four and also adding Juice Plus. Take a listen.
Hi, my name is Kelly Arter, and I grew up with a lot of allergies, and my husband grew up with asthma. So when we had our kids, they both had extreme allergies, food and environmental, and our older son had severe asthma. He was in and out of the doctor, the hospital. He was on several medications. So when I was introduced to Juice Plus, I couldn't believe the produce in it. I read on the back of the label, kale and beets and cabbage, cherries and cranberries, and I thought, oh my gosh, we hardly eat this, let alone every day. We began to take them and we began to see all kinds of changes in our kids. That snotty nose didn't turn into ear infection, bronchitis, pneumonia. And then I began to read everything I could about nutrition. We cleaned out the pantry. We made better food choices. I made sure my kids were great food detectives, and we began to feel so much better. When I got them off of all their meds after 9 months, I felt like I had my family back. And I love that we can take the capsules, the chewables, snack on the bars, and we also have an aeroponic tower garden that we can grow our own produce, because kids with asthma and allergies need as much produce as you can get into them on a daily basis. We're so happy that Juice Plus changed our lives, and we will forever take it.
Hi, I'm Dana Merrill. I live in Jacksonville, Florida with my husband and 3 children. And Dr. Valerie asked me to talk to you about my picky eater. He's my oldest. He's 10 now. And he actually eats a wide variety of fruits and vegetables, which he never did before. Starting as an infant, when we were introducing foods to him, vegetables actually made him physically gag, sometimes to the point of throwing up. He was what I called a beige eater. He craved things like applesauce and crackers and bread and plain pasta. He didn't want sauce or anything with color or flavor. He would find a speck of seasoning and pick it out, refuse to eat it, have just a breakdown over it. As we went on, I introduced him to Juice Plus, and we were getting that nutrition in his body. And I found that I was able to sneak some more fruits and vegetables into the things that he was eating without him noticing. And as he got older, by about 5 or 6, he would come in while I was cooking and ask me, what smells so good? Well, it was things like kale and broccoli, the nutrition that I knew he was getting at Juice Plus. And he still would say, I don't like that. I don't want to eat that. He was mentally challenged against the idea of it. So as we talked and as he got older and he could understand, I told him, look, if it smells good, your body is telling you it wants to eat these foods. It's recognizing that it likes them. So why don't we give it a try? And sure enough, He did start taking some bites of things, and now at 10, he comes in and he will ask for whatever I'm eating. I was sauteing up some onions, zucchini, squash, and Swiss chard with some pretty fancy seasoning the other night, and he came in and asked if we could have that on his plate. So I am confident that introducing Juice Plus to his diet was the catalyst that changed his eating habits. And I feel like now, when he's on his own, he's going to make good food choices because they look, smell, and taste good to him.
Okay, so it's so exciting when families and parents can see this kind of change in their child, because there's been no other promise for that. They've been stuck, they've been hurting, they've been scared. And to have something as such a simple solution that moves them forward is so exciting. Will this happen for everyone? Probably not. We're all very different on the inside and the outside. But will it hurt? No. This has been proven across the studies. So what's important to know is that Juice Plus is simply good nutrition. It's not about treating or curing any specific disease. It's just highly concentrated produce, really. I've been so skeptical in the past and really have found that this is true. It's affordable and convenient and backed by a wide variety of scientific research. Also exciting news is that there's a Healthy Starts for Families program where children can get Juice Plus for free when an adult is taking Juice Plus. And there are amazing results from the study. This is 250,000 family members who responded to the health study and the survey, showing 2/3 were visiting the doctor less. This is what I always want, to see more well children and less sick. Over 2/3 drinking more water, consuming less fast food and soft drinks, and 61% eating more fruits and vegetables, and kids missing less days of school. This, in and of itself, taking less medication, all would be priceless in terms of how much the cost is. And luckily, there's a lot of value for the cost of Juice Plus. I hope that you have heard some things that you can walk away with today. Be the hero. Set a great example for your family with starting many habits. Keep it cool. Know that that silent inflammation is going on all the time in your body, leading you down the path towards disease. Neutralize it and respect your gut. It's so important. Feed the probiotics and they will take care of you. And remember that food is the fix. It's fruits and vegetables. Get as many as you can in your diet and consider adding Juice Plus to flood your body with more. You know, really this way we create a ripple effect for the next generation where our children are raising their own children in the same way. The lifestyles are changing to the healthier, and that ripples across future generations. I'm so excited that you're on this journey with us. Here's to your health. Take care.
Wow. Dr. Miles, thank you so much for that. What incredible information. I know that people are really going to find value out of that. So everyone, thank you so much for coming. If you'd like to learn more about Juice Plus or about the Healthy Living Revolution, please reach out to the person who invited you to this presentation for more information. Thank you.
Wow. Don't you wish you had a pediatrician like that when your kids were young? I so wish that. Well, I won't go on much longer. I just want to share my quick story. So I was introduced to Juice Plus 20 years ago, and I am so grateful to the mom who shared it with me. Because like a couple of the moms you heard on this, I was dealing with kids who were sick all the time. We had asthma, we had ear infections, we had one cold after another. And those simple gummies, which just made sense to me when I heard about them, within a few months of starting my kids on those when they were 1-year-old and 2-year-old at the time, made huge differences in the next few months and on as we kept going over the years. We went from monthly doctor's visits to yearly well checkups. It was that dramatic. My family's been taking Juice Plus now for over 20 years. Both of those little 1-year-old and 2-year-old have graduated from college and are out on their own and have developed healthy habits and have been healthy kids ever since. And I am just forever grateful for learning about this. So what's next? Just for being here, we have a thank you gift to all of you, and that reach out to the person who invited you, or if you're looking at the recording of this, let them know that you stopped by to look at it, because we have a wonderful website called the Healthy Living Revolution. There's all kinds of free resources on there. There's a cookbook with plant-based healthy recipes. There's activities and a YouTube channel for children to get them involved in making healthy decisions. There is a home fitness series. There's more information about Juice Plus. There's information about a 10-day lifestyle detox program that we have called the Shred 10. So it's all there for free, and we can get you the link if you just reach out. And we're also looking to just partner with people. We hope that you've been inspired here tonight to make some healthy changes, maybe in the way that you eat. If you're interested in taking a look or adding Juice Plus, or have some questions more about it, reach out to who invited you. And if you are thinking of people that you know that have picky eaters or kids who are sick all the time, we would love for you to add them to our Facebook page, Healthy Starts, and encourage them to watch the events that we've had. We had one on picky eaters, we've had one on allergies and asthma, and then tonight, hearing from Dr. Miles, we have a couple of events coming up this month, one on active kids who are involved in sports and busy families and the challenges with that. And also we're going to have an event on kids that get sick a lot, whether it's a real tough illness like cancer or diabetes, or just coming down with every cold and flu germ that happens to go by. We would love to have you join us for those events that will all be on our Healthy Starts Facebook page. So thank you so much again for giving up some time to listen and learn. We hope you're inspired to take your family's health to the next level.